Here's another game from Cave, who just brought us Dononpachi. Anyway, it's called ESP GALUDA, or ESP GALUDA, not sure which. Button configuration. We can pick between one of 3 characters here. And we will start with stage number 1. So here you see our 3 heroes lined up. And the premise of these is that they are psychics, you know, espers or magic users or something like that. And they sort of fly with psychic wings through the skies of a, you know, ancient world, sort of steampunk or, you know, Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter, or, you know, for your anime references, Howl's Moving Castle, or Kiki's Delivery Service or something. Anyway, as you can see, it's another one of these danmaku, or bullet hell shooters, because there's an awful lot of bullets, and this is on the easy level, by the way. So on this game, you have this shield button that you can use that lets you absorb shots for a minute, and then you release it, and you shoot out a blast from your character. So, you know, it sort of lets you absorb the enemy's firepower for a minute and then turn it against them. So that's always an interesting strategy. You know, the more enemy energy you absorb, the more you get to use. But, you know, here's an enemy with giant robot wings here. There's also 2 different shot modes. Just like on Dononpachi, there's a wide and a narrow shot. So I'm going to use the narrow just because it's extra good for defeating the bosses, and I'm going to use Awakened mode, which is this special mode where you go into a psychic trance, and then you touch the screen to block the bullets and turn them into gold gems, which is, you know, yet another way to turn the enemy's offensive power against them. You know, sort of defensive power. Yes, the bullets are raining down in danmaku style, even though this is just the first level, it's not too hard. And of course, they have this nice character art between the levels, showing the various people. Here we are on level 2. Just look at these really nice graphics, you know? They, you know, this is not as complicated, or this is not as much of an overload game as, you know, Dononpachi Resurrection, which came a few years later, but I really like the graphics here, you know? They're really detailed and nice, you know, you can see the engraving work on the side of this, you know, wooden battle cruiser, or all of the detail in the village that you're flying over, or here's a guy with a pair of robot wings and he has one ridiculously huge steampunk mechanical arm, you know? They put a lot of work into designing the art here. I can recommend the game on an artistic level as well as a play action level, because it's definitely got the play action here, as you absorb those shots and then release the laser beams, and they're more powerful. So, pretty cool. Nice music too. You know, fairly standard fantasy-influenced techno-trance music. You know, adds a sort of majestic atmosphere to the entire endeavor. That's pretty cool. Yet more nice backgrounds. A harbor. Oh no! Here comes another boss. Oh, this time it looks like it's a flying armored dragon. That's very cool. Alright, we're going to absorb some shots. And then release. And notice we have a limited amount of green energy to do that, so you can't sit around doing that all day long. Instead of, you know, defined defensive bombs like you'll have on Dononpachi or something like that, you have a finite amount of green absorbing energy. So now I'm going to use my awakened power. Oh, and I guess I wasted it because there's not that many shots to absorb. Oh, got some gold coins? Good. So, you know, as is standard, just keep dodging as much as you can. And then when you can't, use your defensive powers. And just keep on going. Yes, using my magical wings, I was able to fly over the city. Eventually, we defeated the mechanical dragon. Oh no, and then he sprouted even more heads. It was very difficult. His heads appeared to turn into some sort of Gatling gun. But I used my intense laser. And eventually, he was defeated. Well, look what they've got for us now. It appears to be a giant enemy crab. Well, let's cause it some massive damage. It's running along 2 railroad tracks, you see? Anyway, what can I say? This is an excellent game. If you like Dononpachi or other similar games, you know, Raiden and things like that, you'll just love this game. I'd say that the new Dononpachi game is a little bit more amazing than this, but then again, if you prefer fantasy to a sci-fi setting, you might prefer this one, you know? So, it really is up to you, and if you can afford it, why don't you buy both of them? They both have their charms, and, you know, like I said, there's something really sort of special about the setting of this game. It's just artistically done, and, you know, they put real creativity into this sort of steampunk look of all of the mecha ships that you're facing. And there are some good defensive strategies for you to use. Absorb some shots, and release. Wow. Even more flowers. This guy just keeps building on more parts to his crazy tractor. It's a very cool boss. It's sort of like transforming. Look at all that. Let's see what more parts you have left. Oh, of course, it's turning into a giant robot. Look at that. Excellent mecha design. Now I'm using my psychic defense force power there. And this is on the easy level, mind you. The easy level. If this is easy, I can't wait to see what the ultimate hardness level is. Probably be too frustrating to even play it, but... Alright, here we go. Almost got him. I got him. That'll teach you to mess with the righteous forces of flying elf people and stuff like that. This is VJ Franz K signing off with another great game review. ESP GALUDA, or ESP GALUDA. Oh, by the way, Garuda is he's a god, I believe, from Hinduism or Buddhism. It's a flying bird god. So, sort of goes along with the magical wings idea. Anyway, check out my next review soon. And give requests. Send me promo codes. Send me feedback. Anything. Whatever you like, I like to show you. Anyway, subscribe. Because there's lots more excitement coming in the next weeks, months, and years. And centuries.